Today we will tell you 5 real scary crime stories with creepy murders. At one time they shocked the world with their cruelty. I advise you not to cross paths with them in the real world. And we are starting. The story known as the House Party Killer or the horrific case of Tyler Hadley, is connected to Tyler Hadley, who committed the murder of his parents during a house party in their home in 2011. Tyler Jonathan Hadley was born on October 16, 1994, in the United States. He grew up in Port St. Lucie, Florida. On the day of the crime, July 20, 2011, Hadley decided to throw a party at his house and invited his friends. However, before the party began, Hadley killed his parents, Mary Jo and Blake Hadley, using a golf club. After committing the murders, he moved the bodies to a room and locked it to conceal the crime from the guests who arrived for the party. Throughout the evening, Hadley continued to behave normally, socializing with friends and even telling some of them about his crime. He also sent a message to one of his friends describing the murder of his parents. The next day, after Hadley confessed his crime to his friend, the friend decided to report it to the police. The police arrived at the scene and discovered the bodies of Mary Jo and Blake Hadley. Tyler Hadley was arrested and charged with double murder. During the investigation, it was revealed that Hadley had been experiencing mental health issues, including depression and suicidal thoughts. In July 2014, Hadley was found guilty of double murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The story of Tyler Hadley caused shock and horror in society, highlighting the importance of caring for mental health and providing support to individuals struggling with mental health issues. The story related to Chris Benoit, known as the wrestling champion who murdered his family, or the Chris Benoit case, involves the Canadian professional wrestler who committed the murder of his family in June 2007. Chris Benoit was born on May 21, 1967, in Canada and was a well-known and talented wrestler. He had established himself as one of the top performers in his industry, winning numerous championship titles. In June 2007, a horrifying event took place. Chris Benoit killed his wife, Nancy, and their 7-year-old son, Daniel, in their home in the state of Georgia. After the murders, Benoit took his own life by hanging himself. Subsequent investigations revealed that Benoit was suffering from serious health issues and had abnormalities in his brain, related to multiple concussions he had sustained over his years as a wrestler. This could have contributed to his unstable mental state and a possible loss of control over his actions. This case caused deep tragedy and shock in the world of wrestling and beyond. It also drew attention to the importance of mental health care, particularly among athletes, and the need for stricter safety measures and medical oversight in contact sports. Jake Davison was an English mass murderer who carried out a shooting in Plymouth, England, in August 2021. Jake Davison was born on September 17, 1998, in England. He was known as an incel, a term used to describe some men who harbor hatred towards women in society at large due to their perceived sexual and romantic rejection. In August 2021, Jake Davison began shooting at various locations in Plymouth. He killed 5 people, including his mother, and injured several others before taking his own life. Following the incident, the police investigated Jake Davison's motives and online presence. He left messages and recordings expressing hatred towards women in society, as well as admiration for other incels and mass murderers. This incident brought attention to the issue of inceldom and its connection to violence. The story of Jake Davison sparked debates about the causes and consequences of violence, as well as the role of the internet and online communities in supporting extremist ideologies. It serves as a reminder of the importance of combating violence, promoting mental health support, and creating safe environments for all individuals. Randy Stair was an American mass murderer who carried out a shooting at the Weiss Market in Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania, in June 2017. Randy Robert Stair was born on October 16, 1990, in Montrose, Pennsylvania. He worked at the post office while also maintaining his YouTube channel under the pseudonym Andrew Blaze. On his YouTube channel, he created various videos, including short films and animations, that reflected his dark fantasies and mental disorders. Randy Stair had serious mental health issues, including anxiety disorders and depression. He also had an obsession with various cruel and bloody fantasies, which he often shared in his videos and online posts. On June 23, 2017, Randy Stair went to the Weiss Market where he worked and started shooting. He killed 3 of his co-workers before taking his own life. This tragic story brought attention to issues of mental health and violence, as well as sparked debates about the availability of firearms and workplace safety measures. Elliot Rodger was an American mass murderer who committed a series of killings and shootings in Isla Vista, California, in May 2014. Elliot Rodger was born on July 24, 1991, in London, England, and moved to the United States in early childhood. He grew up in an affluent family and had some privileges, but he suffered from social isolation and difficulties in communicating with people, especially women. He also experienced deep disappointment in his unpopularity and inability to establish romantic relationships. In his online diary and videos posted on YouTube, Elliot Rodger expressed his hatred towards women and society as a whole. He blamed women for his sexual and social failures and expressed a desire for revenge for his unpopularity. Ultimately, on May 23, 2014, Elliot Rodger carried out a series of murders and attacks. He began shooting with firearms in his apartment and then proceeded to the streets of Isla Vista, where he continued shooting and ran over pedestrians with his car. As a result of these events, 6 people were killed, and several others were injured. After committing the crimes, Elliot Rodger took his own life. This is a horrifying and tragic story that attracted widespread public attention and sparked debates about issues related to violence, mental health, and sexual relationships in modern society.